there we go.
I'd just like to remind Bill, actually, of the concluding remarks he made in his inaugural address when he joined the Stellenbosch History Department a few years ago, in which he made some pointed remarks about, and I quote him here, fine, trained historians tramping through this country in their bibliographic boots and flowing footnotes whose talents are devoted only to writing for other historians rather than also to firing the reading public's imagination. And he made 2 points. First, that for its future health, scholarly South African history needs consciously to cultivate a more public audience. And then a second, a sort of corollary of sorts, that history is, and again, his words, a uniquely democratic academic craft, and that both in manner and matter, it's natural for scholarly history to speak accessibly, to connect with a wide readership through well-crafted writing. And I think those of you who know Bill's writing would agree that this is magnificently true of World War I and the people of South Africa, as it is for his other books, and it more than matches these very demanding requirements. But before focusing on the very rich content and the wonderfully crafted prose of your book, I'd like you to ask you to tell us a bit more about the major international initiative that you've been engaged in this year, I think.
Yes.
This year. Yeah.
Yes, this won't cost you the book, you know, or the alternative would be 2 good bottles of wine. It's 180 Rand or something. And you could get 2 very good bottles of Shiraz for that, so bear that in mind. There's a major global encyclopedia of the First World War, and I'm one of the general editors. It has no French editor, ironically, because the French historians squabble amongst each other about, I will do it, you know, nor, provided X or Y or Z is not involved. So the consequence, the encyclopedia is a German editor, an Australian editor, an Irish editor, an English editor, and an Australian editor, but not a French editor, and it's in English. And it's called 1914, 1918 Online, and it's a massive thing. It's, you know, it's well, obviously there's 697 historians writing for it. But it's art, and it's films, and it's literature, and it's got lots of links to museum exhibitions and things, and it really is fantastic. It has a sort of Wikipedia format. So I think if you're interested in the Great War globally, because the point of encyclopedia is to, I think, make the war universal, to understand the universality of the war. Or if you're a very pretentious academic, you say trans-global, or transnational, trans-fatty, or trans-banting, or trans-something. But it's basically about the universal nation war. So if you're interested in what happened in Mauritius, or what happened in Japan, or what happened in, let's say, Argentina in the First World War, then this is the place to go. So that's the plug for 1914-18 Online. It's very easy, just Google it, it'll pop up. It's just been launched in Brussels about 3 weeks ago.
And you've been writing quite a bit for it?
I've been reading for it endlessly because it's actually peer reviewed. So 3 people read everything before it's put up. So it's online. Unlike most things online, it's actually classically peer reviewed like any other scholarly publication. But next year I may write a few boring articles. Yes.